Well, glad you're still with us on Colorado and Company. And sometimes you need to take a minute and appreciate the helpers in the world, because sooner or later, we all need some help. Well, there's an event coming up that is doing just that. Teresa Joseph, the development director, along with Dr. Jan Kenna, are on the Cocoa Couch today with more helpful information. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. Okay, Teresa, I'll start with you. Tell me more about the Rocky Mountain Children's Health Foundation.
Yeah, so we support pediatric patients and their families, and the support really comes in three ways. It's financial, emotional, and nutritional. Okay. Like, no family should have to walk through their child's medical journey alone, and if we can help ease the burden, then families can focus on what matters most, and that's their children.
That's right. At the end of the day, that really is what matters most, and the fact that there's great resources out there is wonderful. Now, there's an event coming up that will help support this foundation. Tell me about it.
Correct. We have our second annual Cradling Hearts event, September 5th. From 5:30 to 8:30 at the Denver Botanical Gardens. There's going to be stories of hope and triumph and families there. But what we're going to do is we're going to honor people in the medical community who are making a difference in these families' lives. Yeah. And this year we are over the moon to be honoring the neonatal ICU nurses, or the NICU nurses.
The NICU, yes.
Who are just there taking care of the tiniest patients, sometimes weighing in at a pound, and going above and beyond, really like helping to support these families who are just scared and want some answers.
Oh my gosh, and in that moment, again, NICU nurses really are the heroes, because if you've been a family that's gone through something like that, you know how important and the role that those nurses play. Doctor, I'll bring you in with that. Why are you highlighting NICU nurses?
Well, I think any family that's been through the crisis of having a sick child, and particularly a sick small baby, knows how important those nurses are to helping them not only understand what's happening, but helping them help their child get better. And as a doctor, the nurses are so integral to what I do and what the whole team needs to do. And they sometimes don't get the limelight that they deserve. They work so hard. It isn't just a job. They're really, truly dedicated. They deal with all kinds of emergency situations and stress, not only taking care of the patient, but also helping the families through this crisis.
The families are also involved, very involved in this process, and sometimes it could be months. Now, doctor, can you tell us more about your personal experience as a NICU doctor?
Yes. So here in Denver, we often see NICU patients, neonatal intensive care patients, who come from a distance. They may come from Wyoming or Nebraska. And so their journey starts with our AirLife neonatal emergency transport system, and that has specialized NICU nurses on it who bring those babies to us here, and then we care for them in the intensive care nursery. And we are really an integrated team. We all communicate very carefully, very closely. The nurses certainly deliver medications and treatments, but they also really are the interface with the families. They get to know the families because many of these babies are in the hospital for weeks, if not months.
That's right.
And so they really understand what the parents need. They encourage them to get to know their baby, to participate in their care. If you've got a tiny 1-pound baby hooked up to tubes and wires, you're terrified to even touch them. And the NICU nurses who are at the bedside all the time really help the parents understand what's happening with their baby, participating in their care, doing skin to skin, so the babies actually are on the parent's chest during part of their treatment time, and really identifying what that family needs to get them through this difficult time. And that's really where the foundation comes in, because the nurses often know this family is struggling. They don't have gas money. They can't pay their rent. They're not working because they're in the hospital. How can we help support them? And whether that's financial support or, as Teresa said, emotional support. Do they need a car seat when it's time to go home? There are just a myriad of resources that the foundation provides for these families.
Yeah, it really is. And why do you think it's important to honor those hardworking nurses?
Well, again, because it's not just a job. They are so dedicated. They work really hard in a very stressful environment. They have to deal with a lot of people, doctors, other nurses, housekeeping, respiratory therapists.
Oh, yeah.
So many different people and the families. And they really are so wonderful at being able to bring everyone into this team approach to taking care of these sick kids.
Absolutely. No, their job and what the work they do is truly life-saving. Now, Teresa, how can people attend the event that you talked about or help support this cause?
What's great about this event is the entry point. It's $125 a ticket. You can go to rmchildren.org/cradlinghearts and purchase a ticket. We have a special price if you are a healthcare worker. You can also donate, and we also have sponsorships available, and you can just email events@rmchildren.org.
Okay, and on that website, though, you can find more info on how we can all come together and continue supporting this great cause. And of course, those NICU nurses and doctors that work so hard every day. Thank you both for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, the second annual Cradling Hearts celebration is at the Denver Botanic Gardens on September the 5th. Okay, that's coming up. For tickets and more info, head to rmchildren.org/cradlinghearts for more.